A very good morning to our manager, Sister Rita Lobo, to our principal, Sir Maria Shusat, our teachers, support staff, and my dear students. I'm here this morning after encountering a group of students of this school at Vadala on Saturday, I think, or Friday. I must tell you that I was impressed. So give a big hand to those who had come to Bombay together with a teacher representing your school. You all did well. Though maybe you wanted a big cup at the end of the day, but you all began well with the little video clip that you sent, made in the school, and also how you took part in the activities of the day. Everything is not in a certificate or a cup. Life has many more opportunities and many things to teach us. Coincidentally, when we were traveling back from Bombay to Nagar, we were together in the same compartment, which I did not expect. I was too tired, so I slept a good part of the night. With little conversations I heard, the care I saw students had for each other made me realize that on this campus, you learn many precious lessons for life. My dear students, you come to school to learn various subjects. There's a curriculum in school which has to be taken care of, and that is being done in any school across the world. But believe me, my dear students, you don't come to a school only for curriculum. You can well do it at home. Today, many are doing homeschooling. Have you heard of it? Yes or no? Yes. You can study by yourself. You can study distance education. So actually speaking, you don't need to come to school. During COVID, many of you were studying at home. Am I right? Of course, under the guidance of your teachers. But you could study by yourself the various subjects designed for a certificate. But that is not education. You beautifully put up in the skit here what we sisters are called to carry out. Some time ago I read a little story. It's about a teacher giving an assignment to the students, and he gives them an episode where two neighbors were constantly fighting. It happens very often. Either we are good neighbors or we are not good neighbors. So these two neighbors were fighting because one neighbor had apple trees near the compound wall, and when they were in full bloom, many apples would go on the neighbor's compound. They were not fighting because the apples were going on the other compound. They were fighting because the other neighbor had beautiful flowers along the compound wall. And because of these fruits, the flowers were destroyed. Being an assignment, all had to write what they felt. Some felt it was justified because, in their fight, because the plant gave a fruit. It's not the owner's problem. They should have done something, each had to do something about it, but could really blame each other for what happened. Now if something actually came down, what could you do? The teacher took some time, when all had finished writing, saw that students took many sheets of paper to write many reasons, theories, etc., justifying the situation or otherwise. When the teacher finished collecting all the papers, he had something to tell them. He said, "My dear students, I must tell you, the apples bloom in autumn." Now in our country, you don't see autumn very clearly. Autumn is when the leaves fall. In our compound too also, I think sometimes some trees become bare. In foreign countries, it is very, very evident. There's no leaf on the tree. It looks as though everything is bare, without life. The trees are dead, sort of, no? But when spring comes, slowly, slowly you see small leaves coming up, and after 2-3 months, you see the tree green once again. So the apples bloom in autumn, and the tulips bloom in spring, when new life comes. So actually, they don't come at the same time. The teacher just gave a proposition. The students, without thinking, were trying to justify or give an answer what they thought was right. Life is not like that, my dear sisters. We've got children. We've got to be practical. We've got to put ourselves in situations and live them. I like the video you had prepared for the program when Amar had its media festival. No? What do you post? The nice things, where there is caring, sharing, concern. What do we share? What do we feed ourselves upon? Because we become what we feed ourselves upon. So in that case, I like the way you presented your skit. And also your theme is so beautiful, my dear children. No? You put your vision, but I put it to all of you as well. All of us must have big dreams, big visions for life. Don't control yourself with small dreams thinking, I am not capable. The moment you think you are not, you become like that, my dear children. When you start believing in yourself that you can, you will. Then no dream is too big, believe me. I was here some years ago, and a few years now when I come back every time, I see your school growing with the building, with what you are doing, and the happenings of this place. All of you are evolving because you have a big vision. And hope is something we cannot lose, no matter what the situation is. Hope makes us hopeful even in a not so hopeful situation. And life has its ups and downs. Some days we are on top, some days we are not on the top. You heard the little skit, how they felt. Nobody sees us, we are ignored. We are not doing much. Everybody wants more. Nobody is satisfied, etc. But I would like to remind you of 2 recent things that happened. One is our famous Jemima Rodrigues. Have you been following cricket? How did she feel when they interviewed her, when they finished the semi-finals and India won the match? How did she feel? Good? What were her expressions? Who remembers? Anybody? Anybody? If you're not aware, my dear children, I will tell you this young cricketer, 20-year-old, was feeling actually hopeless when she entered the semi-finals match. She's been practicing for years, was dropped out of the match. She was called in last minute, probably as a substitute for someone. She was not in the best form when she entered the semi-finals to play against Australia. So you can imagine her spirits are low, and suddenly she is called. But suddenly you cannot become what you want to become. It takes time. And if you heard her interview, she says she was weeping every night, felt it was impossible. She could not even run sometimes between the wickets, etc. But she had one thing focused. India had to win the match. And she doesn't know why they even promoted her in the batting order. That was not her order. Number 3 was not her place. They just sent her and she came in. And what was even more beautiful, my dear children, when they analyzed her behavior on the field, when she crossed 50, she neither took out a helmet, neither held up a bat to say, I made 50 runs after all. When she crossed 100, she didn't do it either, which everybody expected. When a cricketer crosses 100, it's a century. Because she had not yet achieved her goal. She was not playing for herself. She was playing for India. And the beauty is, India won the match that day. And they asked her who she attributed the success. She said, God came first, then her parents and her coach, etc. My dear children, no matter which religion you belong to, God comes first. When God is at the center of our lives are in proper direction. Because the whole universe we live in is in place because of God. You learn the whole solar system, am I right? You learned it in lower classes, you repeat again in higher classes. It's amazing to see how the sun is at the center and every other planet is revolving. The satellites are revolving against each of these in perfect balance. So God has created everything in perfect balance, including us. Another example I'd like to put before you today is our own Sister Maria Troncati. I don't know if you celebrated the feast. Have you celebrated? Not yet. Not yet. But in the days to come, you'll celebrate the feast of one of our sisters. Today you saw 2 young girls acting like sisters, Salesian sisters. On the 19th of October, we had one of our sisters become a saint in the church. For what she did to humanity, she is being recognized. And the moral of a little life of this sister is, when you do things selflessly, a lot of good comes back. So children, don't wait to be acknowledged, recognized, etc. You do things because you feel in your heart it's the best thing to do. So what you showed on the stage, when you discover your true self, when you become grateful, even your song said, when I pray I'm happy, when I'm obedient I'm happy. When you live life the way you should, you will be really happy. So I want to thank our teachers, our sisters, for inculcating in you values that will make you happy for life. So all the best as you continue the remaining part of the academic year, and God bless you.